Welcome to the heritage of our fathers. Today we will be talking about Oba Ozolua the Conqueror. In the cool night of the mighty empire of Benin Kingdom in West Africa, the sounds of cricket echoing across the vast courtyards of the Benin Palace, smoke curled from bronze lamps, casting shifting shadows on walls carved with the stories of kings. At the heart of this ancient city, a man of war was born, a prince destined to wear the crown not in peace, but in blood and iron. His name would roar through centuries.
Like the voice of a war.
Oba Ozolua the Conqueror, the Oba who carved an empire with fire. He was the son of Oba Ozolua the Great, heir to a legacy of power and brilliance. But Ozolua was no gentle inheritor of greatness. He was a storm. From childhood, his eyes burned with a hunger no feast could satisfy. His arms were strong like the roots of the iroko tree, his stride fierce like a charging leopard. The elders whispered, "This boy is born for the sword!" And they were right. When the crown of Benin touched his brow, the kingdom trembled, not in fear, but in expectation. For the land knew what kind of king had risen. The Oba's palace throbbed with ritual as coral beads glowed on his chest and ivory. Bracelets circled his wrists. Priests smeared his body with sacred chalk and invoked the spirits of warriors past. When the royal bell rang that day, even the forest spirits listened. But peace was not the melody of his reign. It began with whispers of defiance. Neighboring towns dared to resist the will of Benin. Ozolua answered with war. He summoned his generals, men carved in the image of wrath, chiefs draped in leopard skins and coral crowns, and spoke in a voice that silenced the court.
That the earth belongs to the Oba. Any land that refuses my shadow shall
taste the edge of Benin's bronze. The war drums thundered. The royal army surged like a flood. Warriors painted in chalk and palm oil, muscles gleaming, bronze swords flashing in the sun. They wore coral bead crowns and leopard skin skirts, and on their ankles bells that sang as they marched. The air trembled with the rhythm of iron striking iron. Villages
fell like dry leaves before a raging fire.
Ozolua did not merely defeat his enemies. He crushed them, burned their pride, and dragged their tribute to Benin. But conquest is a hungry beast, and Ozolua fed it well. His armies swept across the land, from the forests of Ekiti to the river kingdoms of Igala, and even to the Yoruba territories. Town after town bowed or burned. Spoils of war, ivory, slaves, bronze, coral, and cowries flowed into Benin like a river of wealth. The kingdom swelled with riches, and artisans cast bronzes that told stories of triumph.
Of warriors frozen in eternal victory.
Yet Ozolua was not only a sword, he was a vision. He fortified Benin, expanding the moats that coiled around the city like the embrace of a giant serpent. He deepened rituals, strengthening the Igwe festival and royal ceremonies, binding the people to the spiritual throne of the Oba. His palace became a fortress of art and awe, bronze bells chiming softly in the breeze,
ivory carvings glimmering like moonlight,
and walls whispering stories of gods and kings. But the leopard's life is never without scars. Betrayal slithered into his court. Princes plotted, chiefs schemed,
and whispers crawled like snakes through the corridors.
One of his own sons defied him, and rebellion stained the kingdom's heart.
Ozolua crushed the revolt with a hand of iron, his wrath swift and merciless.
Yet even in fury, he never abandoned the code of the ancestors. Every judgment fell like a bronze blade, sharp,
final, and just.
His conquests, however, drew not only wealth but enemies from beyond the horizon.
Foreigners pale as the moon
came bearing strange gifts and hungering for the kingdom's riches. They spoke in tongues that curled like smoke and offered weapons of thunder in exchange for slaves and ivory.
Ozolua, sharp as a viper, dealt with them on his terms.
Benin would trade, but never bow.
Years rolled like tides, and the name Ozolua thundered across forests and rivers.
Children grew hearing his name as a war song. His warriors became legends, their swords sleeping in bronze for eternity. He died as he lived, undaunted, unbroken,
A king whose spirit still prowls.
the winds that dance through Benin's sacred groves. And so when the drums beat today, and the red earth glows under the setting sun, when the leopard masks shimmer at the Ig festival and the bronze plaques gleam in shadowed halls, the soul of Ozolua rises again. The Oba who conquered not only lands but time itself. The Oba who turned Benin into a roaring fire that no storm could quench. This is the end of today's history. Thanks for watching. God bless. Please subscribe, like and comment. Thank you.
Oba Ozolua isis.